Yeah, no worries.
Hi, it says online. So my name is
It
Dean.
still says off air on my end. Okay, it says live now.
It's live. Cool.
Mhm.
So my name is I'm Port 200 or Deep. I'm a Tesla investor. I want to say your name.
Yeah, I'm Alex Blake. I run a tutoring business, and I'm also a Tesla long.
So basically, we want to talk about different stuff about Tesla. I want to talk about and um and how Tesla keep things in mind, like stores and stuff. But I want to talk about our little backgrounds about how we found out about Tesla first. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, just about the background.
Yeah, like how you follow
Yeah, so
Tesla was a big interest.
hmm yeah, so I kind of found out about Tesla around like I think 2012 or so. I had an uncle who had a Tesla, a Model S. I think it was a Model S or some. I don't know exactly the details. I was kind of young at the time, but he had a Tesla, and I thought it was pretty cool at the time. And then in terms of following their Tesla stock and the actual financials of the company, I was actually working for an investment firm, and they'd have CNBC on in the office. And in the office, CNBC would often be talking about Tesla, either missing delivery goals or production numbers. I just kind of started to, kind of follow Tesla, from there on, and that was around 2016. So, now, here we are in 2019.
Cool, cool. For me, I think I heard about Tesla back in 2008, 2009 when the U.S. economy went down and they bail out companies like GM and stuff. I heard they spend money on on a Tesla, like electric car company. I was like, why would they spend so much money on bailing out car companies? And I forgot about it till 2012 is, I think, when I watched Suits, I think. They had the original Tesla Roadster in the first episode. I was like, that's pretty cool. It looks now for me, but it looks cool. Then I think a few months later, I keep hearing about the Tesla Model S. I was like, that's pretty cool. Before they announced it, they just sell to celebrities and stuff. It's the time that I follow and stuff that I follow K-Man Auto on YouTube. That's how I found out more about Tesla and stuff. Then slowly came into following Tesla. Then I think late last year in November, I was like, okay, I'll fast and Tesla. My family keep knowing me about Tesla. So I thought, okay, put my money where my mouth is and stuff. So like, okay, and that's how I found about Tesla and stuff. I live in
Nice.
the Bay Area, so each time I drive by the Fremont, I was speak to my wife, see the factory and stuff.
Nice. Good stuff, man.
So one topic I want to talk about is the inconsistency of Tesla is like um, they announced they can shut down stores a few months
hmm
ago, but like
hmm
a few days later, they'll change their mind and they'll keep main stores and see what stores are more highly trafficked, and they'll see after their store lease if they want to keep it or not. And what's your what do you think about like one
Yeah.
topic per minute?
Yes. So I didn't really see it as inconsistent. I was more so saw it as Tesla's kind of just analyzing, which retail stores are going to be the most beneficial. But if you look in the entire retail space, you're seeing, companies like Sears, J.C. Penney, and a lot of others really, getting taken down hard. Largely because it's hard to get a lot of customer like flow into the actual brick and mortar retail stores, and I think Tesla definitely realized this, and I think what they were thinking of was to more ideally shift towards to online. Since you can already buy the cars nearly online, then try to kind of just direct the customers to actually make the purchase of the vehicles online. And if they're not happy, there's a test drive and even up to, I'm not sure exactly how many miles, but up to a certain amount of miles and a certain amount of days, you can even return the car. So which is a lot better than what you can do with most other vehicles. So I didn't really see it as a growing pain. I didn't really see it as inconsistent. I saw more just growing pains and with a change in economy.
I was thinking, I think I got an idea from Now You Know YouTube channel,
Hmm.
that they were saying that they should slow down stores in non-traffic areas, and they should have customers. Um, like pretend if you have a Tesla and you live nearby me, I want to be in Tesla ride. Since you live, if you live local, I say okay, let me test drive it or something, and in reward you will have a free T-shirt or something like that. Waiting of doing that, like then like in San Francisco, there's a lot of people while saying Napa or something. It's not too much people buying Tesla and often basis. While there's a lot of Tesla owners here, it's like okay, let me rent out a Tesla or something. What do
Right.
you think about that?
Yeah, so no, I definitely think that's a good idea. In terms of like low traffic stores. I actually live near a low traffic store, and they actually shut it down recently. So I definitely understand the concern there, where like some people may think like it's a possible demand issue, where Tesla may not have the demand. But I can speak for this area, that at least the area that I live around, that Tesla definitely still has actually probably a larger presence than ever before at this point, that people are still buying the vehicles. The supercharger station that was actually nearby the store is still there, and there's still other service centers and everything all around. So overall, I see it just more so as like the stores that just aren't going to be viably profitable in the future are going to be the ones that are going to get shut down, and the ones that are just like going to be in high volume areas are going to be the ones they want to keep. And I don't think Tesla is going to kind of drive towards trying to prop up the laggards. I think they're just going to try to just cut off the laggards and then just keep the winners.
So I was thinking in other states, since we both live in California,
Hmm.
I was thinking like somewhere in Wisconsin or something
Mm.
where not a lot of people drive Teslas on a daily basis. How should Tesla roadmap should be to have a footprint inside other states where I think on the West Coast there will be mostly highly more EV drivers compared to Middle America, East Coast, and stuff. How do you think how the business model should be?
Yeah, so I definitely think that's going to be a challenge, as Tesla grows, right? So one of the challenges is going to be getting a lot of the more middle states to get more on board with EVs and everything, and I think that just kind of takes time, right? Like Tesla really understands this concern, and which is why they have like the supercharger network, amongst other things, to really like alleviate the concerns of like some of the myths about EVs, right? Because some of the myths about EVs would be like range anxiety, or like you have to charge your car from zero, right? Like all those things are really kind of going to go away. And I think as Tesla really grows and is able to develop that, they'll be able to scale into these states over time. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to just happen overnight, but I think over the next 5 years or so, we should definitely see a lot more EVs, more spread out, and not just only on the coastlines.
How would you think that Tesla or the Tesla community should reach out to people who want to fence to whether buy a Tesla or maybe like a Prius hybrid to have like about 60 miles per gallon? They know they could go to a gas station, fill it up like within like 5 minutes compared to a EV they could charge at home or supercharger, which takes say 30 minutes or something like that to 80%. How do you think how should we educate the
Mhm.
people on the fence?
Yeah, so I think Tesla's, like Tesla does a great job of, educating consumers through their indirect marketing, right? So like, Tesla doesn't do any direct marketing, like you don't see any ads or anything about Tesla, but you see like YouTube channels like my own YouTube channel, Alex Blake, and you see, like other channels like, like the one like your channel here today, where we're talking about Tesla, and there's a lot of other people who are able to dispel the myths. So Tesla is able to really kind of garner a lot of support that way, and educate the masses indirectly, where they don't have to actually pay for any of this, but they're getting a lot of free publicity, and they're getting the best type of publicity, because the publicity that comes from just word of mouth is a lot more you're able to really capitalize on that a lot more than you are with paid advertising. So, and I think Tesla definitely realizes that, and they are able to really sort of invest into, better cars, better technologies, with the Maxwell acquisition with technologies, with their batteries and capacitors. I think, a lot of these like electric EV and battery concerns, maybe, a thing of the past, in the near future.
So one thing about Tesla is the refuel links. Like if I refuel X amount of people, I'll get this things. Do you think
Mhm.
that is a long term viable option? Because I know Elon Musk in the past says it's not a long term viable thing, and it stopped for like a month or something because a lot of people was getting the Tesla Model 3, but somehow it came back. What should you think the reward should be? Because for a long time it's 1,000 miles, but the month of May they pump it up to 5,000 miles per refueling. What do you think? What's a win-win for Tesla and the consumers who are advocate to refuel other people to use the links?
Yeah, so I definitely don't know. I don't know the numbers behind the referral links, but I think Tesla is able to kind of find a happy medium, right? Because you did see like a few YouTube channels, like kind of right before Tesla took it down, saying how they were able to really kind of crank out the referral program, which is great for Tesla. And but it may have come at too great of a cost. So I think that's when they decided to cut it back. But I think with the feedback from the community, Tesla is one of the companies that is great, because they do listen to the community, and the fact that they listen, and then they acted upon it, and they brought it back, albeit like change state, definitely shows that Tesla wants to find that happy medium, where they're still able to deliver profits while still delivering on the promises to the community, for and their customers. So in terms of the specifics of it, I'm not sure, but I'm confident in the leadership team that they'll be able to find that happy medium.
What do you think is the reward should be? Um, for me, I like the 1,000 miles
Mhm.
for refuel. I think it should be like up to 1 year um, per refuel. I think they should put a cap on it, saying 5,000 miles max for 1 year, because some places they lose money on supercharging. So
Mhm.
I think it should be a cap, say 5,000 miles after like 10 or say 15 refuels get a free wall connector. I'm not sure what else options that is a win-win situation.
Yeah, I think as Tesla really kind of scales their robotaxi network, I think that could potentially, definitely be a option pool, selection, right? Where maybe they're starting to give like free rides up to like like X amount of dollars. So I think Tesla, in terms of leverage and everything in regards to this, I think that they have a strong amount of leverage, and I think that they'll be great overall. I think the fact that they do have the flexibility is what is one of the things that makes them strong, right? Like a lot of other auto manufacturers, don't have referral programs. They don't have, they certainly don't have, like a whole supercharger network that Tesla has. The only company that's, somewhat close is Neo in China, and they're just kind of building out their own charging network. So, as EVs really cement into our day to day lives, I think a lot of that will change, and with autonomous driving too, I think that would definitely be a potential place, a potential avenue for Tesla to go about.
I know, but Elon Musk say if the taxi service, they'll, I think I've got the exact number. They say you'll make $2,000 per year. Let's say for example, do you think that is a viable? Should Elon say that instead of your Tesla depreciate, it's a asset? What do you think about that? Back in my mind, Tesla is always improving the hardware. So if you buy a brand new Model 3 now, compared to say 2 years from now, they'll always make hardware improvement. It doesn't make sense in my mind that it's not the that Tesla won't lose money on the cars, on the value of the cars and stuff. It doesn't make it makes sense if we slow down the value of it, but it doesn't make sense to add money to it.
Yeah. So, in terms of the robotaxi network, right? If you look at kind of the finances of it, the financials of it, and you compare that to like an Uber, for example, right? One of the main costs for Uber is that they have to have the drivers in the vehicles, right? And you have to pay those drivers. Now with a robo taxi, you wouldn't have to pay the drivers, so a lot of the cost just kind of evaporates right there. In terms of depreciation, uh, I don't think depreciation is too much of a concern at all, because at the end of the day, like if your vehicle is going to run 1,000,000 miles, if it's worth zero, in terms of value, but you're able to get that 1,000,000 mile life out of it, and you still have the asset at the end of the day, then you can still find some sort of value out of it, one way or another, whether the market decides whether it has value or not. So, no, I don't think the depreciation concern is, at least a concern of mine. Maybe it would be for a customer who wants to trade in their vehicle in the next 2 to 3 years. But for the people who are really going to be building out this network, at least in my opinion, would be the people who are going to want to really make businesses out of this. And I don't think a business is going to worry that their car is worth less at 90,000 miles. And maybe it's lost, like we'll say like 90% of its value, but it still has 90% of its life to go. So I don't think a business would be too worried about it, because they wouldn't be wanting to sell until it gets more closer to the end of its 1,000,000 mile life.
Okay. I know it's almost the time you have to leave.
Yes.
So let's do some other time. We'll have other million topics to talk about. Like so much on my notebook to write. So I'll say some. We'll email each other to talk some more topics some
Definitely.
other time. Thank you
Def-
for leaving to my deck.
Anytime, man.
I
Anytime. I had a blast. This was really fun. I'm glad we were able to link up and have this podcast. Thanks for having me.
we'll email some more when the next time we'll do the live stream. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Just let me
Uh,
know, and we'll set up the next time.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye.